Like, how do you feel seeing this grain, the Moruga Hill grain or the Moruga Hill rice, return in a new but familiar form?
So actually, let me stop you. Did
Yes,
anyone
please.
actually tell you this history in a concise way?
No, I just got a bunch of long.
Can I just do it for you? Because
Yes.
I think that there's
That's
a lot
one of the reasons why we wanted to talk.
So food and foodways are an incredibly important and accessible way to not only talk about history and cultural understanding, but to tell complex stories. You know, history is not a linear thing. It's not a simple thing. There's so many people and events that create what we later call culture. One of the things we can all connect to is food, because we all have to eat.
Well, you know, I've always said about food, the two things that most people of different origins, colors, races, is what we as a culture and society already know. The two things they don't do together is eat and pray. If you could somehow figure out how to bring all people to the table, you have the opportunity to create humanity. And therein lies the rub.
I think it's important that within the context of what we're eating, we're understanding who we are as people. Because I think we're always in a fluid state of what was, what is to come, and where we are now. And the food that we actually create, it gathers more than just the sum of its parts being black, you know, not just black as a condition, but collectively, when you think about black, it's been impacted by whatever we consider American culture to be. Anyone who's oppressed black folks, this shows up in black cuisine.
Here you have always those people talking about Africa and our ancestors in Africa, but our African ancestors are here. So we have to make that connection also. The Gullah-Geechee that preserve everything to the T. Like there's things that we don't even do in Africa anymore, and they do it to preserve their culture.
We talk about rice culture a lot because many of our people were brought here because of the knowledge of growing rice. But the culture, man, is, I mean, you gotta preserve a culture that helped build America. You can't talk American history without talking Gullah-Geechee. Enough. You take that away, it's not a dying culture, it's just trying to be suppressed. People talk about plantations and stuff like that, but a lot of those places held secrets to who we were spiritually and all kind of levels. It's the spirit of us. You know, it's a culture that is rooted in the soil, you know, rooted in our agrarian roots. You know what I mean? It's deep.
To me, food tastes better when you know the story behind it, right? I want to tell that story, and I think it's a story that worth telling.
For me, a few months ago, I get a phone call from one of my cousins, Natalie, and she's like, you need to speak to your cousin Mark. There was this wonderful story about the Americans and their connection to Trinidad and my family that I had no idea anything about. And then the story just kept getting bigger. It's led us here. It's introduced me to so many wonderful people. Charleston, New York. I mean, we're gonna have some stuff in DC. We'll be in Trinidad. It just feels like, man, this is more than a photo op. This is a history lesson, and you're closed in by it. It's something in the trees, man. I can't stop looking at them when I go to new places, and all of these trees around here look like the history in them is, like I said, 400 years. I mean, that tree's probably 250 years old, and those roots are deep under those trees. I gotta find my roots in South Carolina, you know what I mean? I gotta find my Gullah-Geechee roots, Sheridan.